We don't take many videos inside, but since the weather is bad and this car does not make any fumes, I figure I can probably film it inside and do a quick walk around and the engine start, or it's not an engine, but I guess motors, electric motors, and talk about a couple of things. Um, and really, I walked around it already. There's not a lot to talk about as far as the actual cosmetics. The car is very nice, and this car was taken on a trade by a gentleman who owned it for a couple of years or a few years. He was here in Florida. Car was serviced at Karma, Orlando. Also, we did have we did get some paperwork from him indicating the car was at or in service in April of this year for battery tests. So the battery tested 100%, and I think they replaced a couple of tires. This is from what I remember. So as far as the mechanical, as far as the cosmetic issues, really not much to talk about. There's really nothing on it. I mean, the car is super nice, looks like garage kept and all the good stuff. There was just a couple of very small spots. One of them, I believe, was right here on this fender. See how tiny that thing is? It's just a little chip. And another thing I remember seeing was right here on this chrome molding. As you can see, it's got a couple of little bubbles. So I don't know if this has to be replaced. Probably so. Doesn't look like expensive part, although on these cars you never know. And the inside, I mean, inside is super nice. It makes all kinds of funny noises when you open the door or try to start the engine. There we go. I don't know if you can hear that, but the inside the car is pretty much flawless. Couple of little wrinkles here. I don't know if that's age related or maybe they come like that. It's hard to tell. It's got the Alcantara headliner, which looks very nice, and the inside seats inserts are also half leather and half Alcantara. Let me see if we can turn the ignition. This infotainment, it's probably not the best thing, but the way it works, it's got a little delay. Yeah, I don't know. Not really user friendly if you ask me, but it works, and AC work, and I try to change the fan speed, and I think you do it with this. Yeah, there we go. So it works a little slow, but it does work. And then stereo system is here. Again, everything has just a small delay. Has to be tuned, but the radio works. It's got Bluetooth. Now, I did drive this car home on maybe 4 or 5 occasions. I think I drove it for about a week. And oh, I just wanted to show that the dash, sorry. I think I drove it for almost a week or about a week. I only drove it on electric because when the car was traded in, it had almost full battery, and then when I drove it home, I charged it from my home outlet, which normally on an electric car would take forever, but because this has smaller battery, the range is only 50 miles when it's fully charged. When you plug it in overnight, it's gonna be fully charged 100%. And then we also had it connected here at the showroom. After I drove it home a few times, then the car wasn't really driven, but it's a nice driving car. Again, feels very nice on electric power. I figure I don't need to run it on the engine because from what I learned, the engine on this car is used just as a generator, so it's not like it's connected to the wheels. So I'm not really sure how much more power, or I don't even know if there is any more performance available if the engine is running. But the car, it feels very nice. The seats are very comfortable, and obviously it's very quiet because of its nature. Now, as far as performance, it's not the fastest I've driven, but the instant electric torque feels pretty good, and it gives you impression that you drive a quick car because the acceleration is instant. I'm not really sure what else I can tell you about it. It's got those solar batteries there. Really nice car, clean, looks like well taken care of. Don't know much about them, so we're selling it kind of cheap in my opinion, because it's just not our cup of tea, as you can well tell. But anyways, call us with any questions.